There was a lot of international air to the 2006 Alpbach Technology Forum. More than 800 researchers and managers from 40 countries gathered in Alpbach to explore scientific border areas and to find common solutions to many urgent questions. This year, international heavyweights from science and politics mainly dealt with the topics of certainty and security.
This is Alpbach, learning about people, societies, enterprises and systems, learning how to understand change and find answers.
And this forum showed us once more, science is nothing final. Not even knowledge that had long been accepted as truth is final. Because combining many different scientific disciplines like biology and physics all of a sudden sheds new light on the universe, the molecules, their assembly into cells and life itself.
My interest is basically divided in two parts. On one part is to try to reproduce conditions which exist in interstellar space so that one can reproduce molecular reactions which are happening in space. That's one hand. The other part is in fact connected to it, and it's using these reactions to try to understand really what are the molecular forces, what are the forces which are keeping the atoms together, and what is happening when molecule basically breaks apart.
Top-level research of this sort starts early in childhood, the experts agree, because the competition for talent is becoming more and more a global affair. Today, enterprises are fishing in a worldwide talent pool to realize their ideas. Talented people there are enough, but according to many scientists, politics and industry are called upon to promote them in order to keep them in their home countries.
Being single, alone on a planet with nothing else is not the best way of going forward. But having many good centers, excellent centers, will stimulate and will bring you forward in your own work very much faster than if you were alone.
Early scientific interest is also stimulated by Junior Alpbach. This year's topic was MOVE. For years, children and young people have been included in the programme to give them the chance to find a way into science. This is a step, according to experts, that would also be beneficial for the general public in order to promote understanding of new technologies.
It is very important that civil society is provided with well-based scientific knowledge for making decisions. Do we want this technology or do we not?
From the molecular network to social networks, Alpbach is a fruitful ground for interesting discussions. Innovative ideas meet financial powerhouses for implementation, and all this happens in an informal atmosphere.
This is a typical chill-out, and these evening events are mainly used for networking.
On the next day, the participants themselves are called into action. 9 working groups once more elaborate on the central topics in small groups, discuss problems and search for common approaches to solutions.
Our working group deals with the topic of technology in sport. On the one hand, a challenge for science, and on the other, a challenge for industry.
At the end of the day, every carrier system has lots of data. Now we have to collect them and present them to our customers as a combined offer.
It will be essential to show the chances offered by using renewable materials, especially in the field of high-performance materials. Today, we have got completely new ways of communicating with each other. This is technology's push. Oil prices have increased rapidly in the past few years. This means that in the future, oil will not remain the only energy source, but other sources like gas as well as alternative sources will have to be considered. At the 2006 Technology Forum, an absolute novelty is the Telecom Statement Terminal. Here, every single participant can inspire other guests with his thoughts.
Cardinal Schönborn also wants to make people think. His appearance polarizes and causes long and fierce discussions because he is convinced that
we very much need science for our lives, but it is only a small component. Faith covers the complete picture. It gives and bears the whole foundation for life, and therefore I believe that faith is more fundamental.
a lot of the participants are seeking certainty and security in science more than in faith, and think that it may also be very entertaining. So entertaining that it provides sufficient material for a mini opera. The title could be none other than Adam and Eve.
Oh, woman's love is all that I have wanted, but women are on such a different scale that an anoscopic guy might well be daunted, but somehow I don't think that I will fail. Who can it be? Almost absolutely.
With so much scientific humour, it's not surprising that Atom, played by the Nobel Prize laureate for physics Frank Wilczek, explains that the universe is really a strange place.
While we've come to understand the familiar world very well, although in a very peculiar way, at the same time, just as that was going on, we've learned that there is a great deal about the universe we don't understand at all.
Scientists would also like to understand more of one of the most urgent topics of this year's Technology Forum, the security of energy supply. To guarantee security of energy supply will be one of the biggest problems to be solved in the next few decades.
We will see a massive increase in energy demand, from about 220 million barrels of oil equivalent to about 330 million barrels. This is a challenge that we will have to face.
There's a lot that can be done. We can harness renewable resources like wind and solar and biomass. We can be much more efficient in the way we use energy. And then we can look through research into new methods that will give us more options for reducing greenhouse gas emissions in the future.
Technologies looked at from the viewpoint of certainty and security. In the discussions, many answers were found, here in the picturesque Alpbach, where the mountain scenery constantly inspires new ideas.
Next Alpbach Technology Forum, 23rd to the 25th of August, 2007. For more information or video statements, please go to our homepage, streaming.telecom.at.